Ridiculous Crime is a production of iHeartRadio.
Zaron.
Elizabeth.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
Good. Good to see you.
Got a lot of perk. I like it.
I am just a happy little camper.
You been eating your vegetables?
I have.
Wow.
I'm good with that.
I'm proud
Spinach. Do you know what's ridiculous?
I do, and I'm so glad you asked. You ever seen the movie The Rainmaker with Burt Lancaster, Katharine Hepburn?
I don't believe so, no.
It's a great movie. I recommend it. I used to love it when I was a kid. My sister liked it a lot, too. Found out recently it was based on a real person, a real rainmaker.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's this guy, Charles Hatfield.
Uh-huh.
And he went all around like Southern California, like in L.A., Pasadena, La Crescenta, San Diego, and he would make rain for people. He also did it like up in like I think there's a Yukon, like where they needed rain for the gold mining because they needed to like slush the water.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
So he would go and make rain. He would build a tower and do this stuff. And he was charged a lot because he started out real cheap, and then he got up to like, oh, I'll give you $10,000. You give me $10,000 for every inch of rain that's over that. So these people in San Diego, they wanted him to help them fill up a dam because he'd fill like in Big Bear, he'd fill it up their dam. Like you did that. We need us to fill up our dams.
Right.
So he goes down there. He creates rain. He had this secret like proprietary mix that he took to his grave. Anyway, he makes the rain. But he made so much rain, it flooded the town.
Oh, no.
Ran over everything, destroyed it, caused like millions of dollars of damage.
And he made,
yes.
How did he make it rain?
He was really good at reading the clouds. He also would release like this like steam droplets. He would basically condense stuff, and I think he put in like silver oxide. That was what I would assume, because that's how we make rain now.
Right.
So basically, you seed the clouds so that way the stuff can generate clouds large enough to like hold some water.
Right.
And then when they move into where they run into the mountains or whatever, the change in pressure, they drop the rain. But he was also really good at reading the meteorological forecast and being like, okay, so there'd be like a storm that people couldn't, because they didn't have weather like we have now.
Right.
He just really knew how to read the sky, and then he just looked out over the Pacific, and he's like, what is that, 3 days?
Oh my God.
But he flooded San Diego, and then he's like, are you guys going to pay me or what? And it started a whole fight that lasted like 2 decades to be sorted out in court.
No.
Yeah, it was crazy. There you go.
That's ridiculous.
Right?
That is absolutely ridiculous. Do you want to know what else is ridiculous?
Please.
Jaw rule.
Ooh.
Oh. This is Ridiculous Crime, a podcast about absurd and outrageous capers, heists, and cons. It's always 99% murder-free and 100% ridiculous.
Yeah, damn right.
You know that I used to be an A's fan.
You did?
Yeah.
Until they moved, right?
Grew up going to games, had season tickets.
Mm-hmm.
We had my brother on here, a graduate of Jose Canseco baseball camp.
Oh, nice.
To talk
An
about
alumnus.
Canseco and the A's that one time.
The Canseco brothers.
Yeah, but no more.
No more Ozzie and Jose love for you guys.
I love them, but I don't love the A's.
Oh,
they
that's good.
abandoned Oakland in the worst way.
Yeah, I get it.
Blowing up everything around them as they left. So they let the Coliseum fall into disrepair.
Mm-hmm.
They jacked up ticket prices.
When you say that, you mean like John Fisher, the owner.
Well, yeah. And so the A's, like, they had pretty much the worst record in baseball at one point. And they were like doubling, tripling prices. Then they complained that no one went to games.
Mm-hmm.
And then they treated their minor league players like garbage.
Totally.
Well, they're Sacramento and then Las Vegas' problem now. Good
right.
riddance.
They're playing in a Sacramento minor league stadium,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
The River Cats place?
But I want to go back to the minor league thing for a second.
Please.
In
I love minor league
2021,
baseball.
me too. Some photos went viral, and they depicted the lunches served to the A's minor league teams, which were described by Alex Schultz at SF Gate as, quote, 2 floppy pieces of white bread and an unheated slice of American cheese next to the world's saddest soft taco.
For athletes.
That was their lunch.
For professional athletes.
Yes. How you do one thing is how you do everything, they say.
Completely.
The mysterious they.
Me, I say that.
And I say it. And this was true of the A's. They lacked respect for everyone. And by they, I mean John Fisher, the trust fund Giants fan who owns the A's.
Totally.
So those photos of the food instantly brought to mind another debacle. One attached to some famous folks, others who became infamous. It was a music festival, or rather it was supposed to be.
Okay.
I'm talking about the Fyre Festival. And that's what I want to tell you about today.
Dude, I'm like not quite really dyslexic, but I used to always read that as Fyre Festival. I don't know why.
I typed it out as Fyre Festival, like Fry Boots.
Totally.
Yeah. It's the Fyre Festival. In my mind, in my heart, it's the Fyre Festival. The mastermind of this whole thing was a guy named Billy McFarland.
Okay, I remember this.
And so let's learn a little about him.
Please, I don't know much about him at all.
He was born in New York City in 1991, but he grew up in like this really well-off area in New Jersey. His mom was in real estate investing, and then later she was a VP at Morgan Stanley.
Oh,
and then she joined the family business, which was McFarland Properties, and that's the dad's real estate company.
Okay.
And so Lil Billy, he went to the Pingree School, which is like when he was there, it was running $30,000 a year in tuition.
Oh, so this is
like a K through 12.
This is like a choate or America's Eaton.
Yes. And so now it costs you around $47,000 a year to send your kid there. They have a $91 million endowment.
91 million. Huh?
Yeah. In other words, they're not hurting.
No.
And so a lot of famous people went there. For instance, a bunch of Olympians, famous professors, actor Andrew McCarthy, who just looks like a posh school kid.
Oh my God, he has rich kid energy that he kind of sets the bar.
Yes,
for
definitely. Former U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security Michael Chertoff went there.
Wow, I could see that.
Jamie Johnson, the Johnson & Johnson heir, who made that documentary Born Rich.
Oh, right, with all the friends.
Yeah,
yes.
like
Ivanka Trump's in that, right?
Yes, spilling the beans on that. He went there. Filmmaker Todd Solondz.
Okay.
Is that Solondz?
Todd Solondz.
Whatever.
The happiness guy.
Yes, yeah. He went there. Andrew Gruel, who was a judge on Food Network's Food Truck Face Off and also the host of FYI's Say It to My Face, and the founder of Slapfish, a seafood restaurant franchise.
This will probably not surprise you. I've never heard of any of that.
Yeah, me neither.
Slapfish sounds familiar.
Yeah, I don't know. The guitarist from the band Guster went there.
Okay, if you say so. Taking your word.
Dapper, retro suit-wearing, vintage acetate narrow round glasses aficionado, who's also a Jeopardy champion, Buzzy Cohen, went there.
Oh, not the Buzzy Cohen.
The Buzzy Cohen. They all went there. So Billy went there. He had a very comfortable life. His family had a house at the shore. They went on exotic vacations, lovely house, nice cars. Like his folks, he had dreams. He had hustle.
Good for him.
And as he tells it, his first business scheme was when he was 7. It seems he had a crush on a girl and said he would fix a broken crayon of hers for $1.
Okay.
Now, a couple of notes on this. I feel like 7-year-olds are transitioning out of crayons and into markers at that age.
I don't have the same judgmental criteria.
The artistic ones maybe
know.
moving into colored pencils.
Sure.
But maybe that's just my recollection as an old lady. He also went to a rich kid's school so they could buy as many crayons as they wanted.
Maybe that was her medium of choice, Elizabeth.
I don't care.
And she just loved to work in wax.
Then there's this weird manipulation of a girl he has a crush on, like, give me $1 and I'll fix your crayon. Like, why do I feel like maybe he broke the crayon to set this up?
And why is it worth $1 to fix it?
I don't know. How is this a business plan with legs? That's my other question.
I can't imagine there's that many customers who are like, could you fix my crayons?
Did he have like a wildly should-be patented method for crayon repair?
Did he?
I don't know. I feel like it's a valid anecdote from him because it certainly reflects on his business acumen and approach.
I think you could do it with a lighter. Just light,
probably
melt both ends,
Little Billy
push them back together.
Another early business brag of his was that he hacked his teachers.
Like computer hacking.
He said this happened when he was 7 too. He claims he cracked the school administrator's password and locked everyone out of the system.
At 7.
Couple more notes. One, doing this isn't really a business model unless you're then holding the system ransom, right? That's criminal business. 2, so which is it? You and your peers are a bunch of paste eaters playing with crayons, or you're hacking the mainframe and playing in the Matrix. Like, hacking is for grown folks, Billy.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You know.
I mean, like, it does seem dubious.
It does. I need to mention here a quote from one of our researchers, the amazing Jabari Davis. He mentioned here, quote, apropos entirely of nothing, The DSM-5 defines grandiose delusions, commonly referred to as delusions of grandeur, as when an individual feels they have exceptional abilities, wealth, or fame. Individuals that display such delusions often have a false sense of superiority and can consider themselves a deity, a reincarnation of a historical figure or celebrity, and even a chosen prophet in some cases. Let me tell you, I died a little when I read that note. Spot on.
Yes.
Well played, Jabari.
Very nice, Jabari.
So remember the early days of Facebook, like when it was just a little site for dopey college kids to wheeze on each other.
So when it was the Facebook?
Yeah, and like not anyone can join. I think you had to have like an EDU.
You had to be in college.
Yeah, email address.
I was not in college at the time.
No, and so either way, it wasn't until 2006 that anyone with a valid email address could sign up. So young junior high Billy and a pal, they wanted in on it. So instead of spoofing a college email account, hacker that he was, he and his friend developed a ripoff of the Facebook, and they called it Your Hot Site.
Is that like you are hot?
No, Y-O-U-R.
Like, it belongs to me.
It is the hot site in your possession. Yes.
Okay.
It's like Temu Facebook.
Right.
So I'm guessing it was him and his friends just commenting offensively on the girls in their class is the entire thing. According to legend, which means the friend says this, the school found out about it and called their parents, and they had to kill the site. But he says they actually sold the site instead to a guy in Canada for $3,000. But couple of notes.
Yeah, please.
If it was so easy to build one of these knockoff Facebooks, I'm sure the Canadian would have done it himself.
One would think.
And did they sell the profiles they'd collected on the sites? And was Olivia Benson aware of this? Those are my questions.
Yes.
I'll
all great questions, Elizabeth.
Thank you. Billy also liked to brag about his childhood pranks. There's this author, Gabrielle Bluestone. She wrote a book called Hype, How Scammers, Grifters, and Con Artists Are Taking Over the Internet and Why We're Following.
That's also a moneyed name, Gabrielle Bluestone.
Right? In it, she describes some of these pranks. Quote, including one bat mitzvah party where they sneaked into an adjacent office area and programmed all the computers so that photographs of women's breasts would pop up every time someone pressed X. Another time, McFarland burned a bootleg copy of The 40-Year-Old Virgin and labeled it as the animated film Madagascar so that Rubenstein's mother wouldn't find out and ground him for watching inappropriate movies. The R-rated comedy, however, was positively tame compared to another one of McFarland's schemes, a business he built selling passwords to porn sites to his preteen buddies.
Wow.
Notice that this is a lot of it's just creeper behavior.
It's just like, I want to see boobies.
Yeah. So his peers would later describe him as like a flirt. Oh, he's so much fun, but also kind of like a used car salesman.
Kind of a creeper.
Real fast talker. Yeah. He always had a deal going, always on the move.
Sure.
He liked to boast that he developed and sold 3 businesses before he graduated from high school.
Was one of them the
7
crayon
wars,
business?
8 wars. Yeah. 2 businesses, 3 businesses. You get it. It didn't happen. But there he is now, out of high school, and then he's off to Bucknell University, a good liberal arts college in Pennsylvania. He dropped out after freshman year.
No, he didn't have stick-to-itiveness?
No, but that's because he wanted to start a tech company.
Of course. What am I thinking?
Online business.
I mean, he already had your hot site, so I mean,
right. I mean, he's
pretty much paralleling Zuckerberg.
And he sold it, to an angel investor.
Exactly.
He called this business Spling.
Oh my God, that's terrible. That's worse than the made-up names we come up with.
It's so a fake startup name that we would do. So in the original reporting, it's explained that users could paste a link and Spling would grab the article's title, description, thumbnail, and genre. Then users could share it with selected, quote, circles of friends. And it was supposed to be a more private way to share things instead of hopping on social media.
Did you splang me a link yesterday?
Oh, we have those. Those are called group texts and emails.
Yeah, it's pretty known.
Yeah, so this
he's offering very little.
It reminds me too of that storyline on The Office where Ryan starts an online company called Woof, UPHF.com. Woof. And it was supposed to be a cross-portal messaging system. And it just was idiotic as usual. So the episode aired in November of 2010, which is around the time that like Spling would have been percolating.
Do you think he took this from?
I wonder. It's interesting. Wow. Something to think about.
Yeah. Makes you think.
Spling gets referenced to as an online ad platform in the retellings of it all.
An ad platform?
Yeah.
Because you had to look through an ad to look at the link?
I guess, but that's basically what social media is an ad platform, right?
Well, almost everything in America is an ad
platform.
platform.
That is true. I am, you are. This show. Yeah. Spling was quite the startup. He got 2 rounds of funding totaling $425,000 in the third and fourth quarters of 2011. And like Billy knew, like, this is my ticket.
Sure, why not?
And he had originally based the business in Philadelphia, that tech hub. No offense, Philly, but he knew he had to expand, so he took the business to New York City in 2012. I don't know what happened to Spling, but today it's a website spell checker.
Wait, what?
So he either abandoned or sold the name.
What is a website spell checker?
I don't know.
How is it different than a spell checker? Like, why do you need a specific website spell
There's
checker?
something for everything.
Throw Spling in the Schuylkill and just call it good.
I did. I splang it or did I splinged it?
I splung it.
I splung it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I didn't find any errors. So, but like, no worries, dude. Billy has bigger ideas.
I bet he did.
He does. So 2013, Billy and a partner started a company called Magnesis.
Magnesis. How did he spell this? Do we know?
Magnises.
Oh, that's simple.
Magnesis.
Most of his ideas.
So it was a credit card company.
Of course
but not really. It was a debit card proxy.
Wait, what?
So basically, if you had a Wells Fargo card or a Bank of America, like a Wells Fargo or Bank of America checking account, you could link it to a Magnesis card and use that instead. And like, why would you do that?
That's what my debit card does.
Well, the Magnesis card looked like an American Express Centurion card, the black card.
Are you kidding me?
It was black and it was made of metal and it came with perks. So you'd still be paying out of your checking account, but it would look like you had a black card.
So I look like I'm a douchebag.
Which I guess impresses people.
Yeah, it's like, hey, look at me. I want you to see my card.
Yeah,
knock, knock, knock. You see, that's metal. Totally. You know what that means, right?
And the perks were stuff like Magnesis-sponsored concerts, private dinners, art openings.
Wait, Magnesis sponsored concerts?
Yes. Other special events where like card holders could schmooze and network.
So he's trying to pretend he's American Express.
They were calling it the black card for elite millennials.
Oh my goodness.
That's like the broke black card is what it is.
Yes, it's a joke black card.
And how would Billy make money on this?
How, Elizabeth?
Good question, Elizabeth. Fees. So card holders could pay an extra $99 a month. For accessing the co-working facilities that they had through a feature called Work Pass.
Oh, he's putting them all together.
Yeah,
so
what was so special about
what
was special about this particular co-working?
What was special about this particular co-working?
That's not a good question. That's where Billy's offices were.
He can come to his office.
So normally he'd
$99
charge $500 for someone to come sit in a cubicle in his office space.
Are you kidding?
But you could do it for $99 a month. Added another $65 a month, and the card users could get guaranteed access to the most exclusive clubs in New York.
Really?
And that was called the Club Pass. And I'm imagining the Stefan bit from Saturday Night Live Weekend Update when thinking about those clubs. Can I recite one of them for you?
Oh, I was hoping.
Here's a classic. If you're drunk in Midtown doing cheap coke off your laundry card, I have just the place for you. New York's hottest club is Douche. Inspired by true events, this former CVS, which became a Chase Bank and then became a CVS again, has a familiar yet troubling feel, like when Larry King would play himself in a movie. This place has everything: desk sets, key fobs, kale chips, Roman J. Israel, Esquire. Plus, you can play everyone's favorite party game, The Stranger. Do you know that Billy Joel song, The Stranger? Well, it's when you sit on Billy Joel's hand until it's numb and then you rub yourself with it so you can pretend it's Bruce Springsteen's hand. Those remain like the best bits.
Didn't John Mulaney write them? Then he'd give it to him cold to read on the air?
He would know, like Bill Hader would know some of it, but then John Mulaney wrote in lines that he had not ever seen, and he'd have to read it. And that's when he started doing the thing where he covers his mouth because it's like he had to hold it together.
He's trying to literally...
There's absolutely no way. They're so good. So anyway, you could get into those.
That's good.
Another perk was the card.
Dude, coked up John Mulaney was funny.
I'm
not recommending anybody do cocaine.
I don't want him to go back onto cocaine,
no, but I'm saying
golly, that was a funny man at that time. Another perk was that card users could get a rate of $79 a night at the Dream Hotel's New York locations, and rooms were usually $245 a night. And that was called the Hotel Pass feature. There's so many perks.
That's
it. So glamorous.
Yes.
Let's stop here. I'm going to go use my black card, and by that I mean my Costco executive membership card, to gain access to the Ridiculous Crime Headquarters bathroom.
Perfect.
And when we return, more on Magnesis. Zaron.
Yes, Elizabeth.
Okay, we're ready. We're good. We're on it.
Rock and roll.
Ow! Billy McFarland.
Right, that
Magnesis, the phony black card.
It's so amazing. You can come work in my office for $500.
So this was the thing there for a bit. Like hundreds of people signed up for it.
Really?
Yeah. But one does not simply get the Magnesis card. It's not enough to have a checking account. You had to apply, and the application process wasn't like applying for a credit card or any other kind of financial tool.
Sure I have to pay him?
Billy didn't care about money. He cared about vibes.
Oh.
Like, do you have the proper vibes? So forget legal tender. What social currency do you bring to the card?
Oh, so it's like that dating app Raya, where you have to be like, of a certain level of status.
What do you do for fun? They wanted to know. Where do you buy your clothes?
Yeah, give us a vibe check.
Are those things cool enough for Billy?
Yeah.
An advisor to Magnesis said that they wanted people from, quote, great schools so they have the family background and education. So, like, did you go to college? Did you drop out after freshman year?
If I was Superman, Billy McFarland is like my Bizarro. He's the opposite of everything I care about.
They're like, did you have to take out loans to go to college? Were you one of the poors?
Yes, exactly.
But yet, if you come from a wealthy family, why would you want the Magnesis card? Because you probably have a Centurion card.
Yes.
Is there a library named after your grandpa at the college?
He doesn't recognize that his, audience or his, market, if you will, is basically the bridge and tunnel crowd that he looks down on.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So you know who pops up here? Friend of the show, Anna Delvey.
No. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Before she was living it up in Morocco, before she was staying at hotels without paying, she was crashing at Billy McFarland's Magnesis headquarters.
Are you kidding me?
And
she was sleeping in a cubicle.
Not so much crashing as squatting. She stayed there for 4 months in 2013 and never paid a dime.
Good for her.
And she only left when the company moved to new headquarters. So
she showed up and there was no way to get in?
Yeah, exactly. And it was around that time that Billy met another crazy diamond.
Who?
A future business partner, a guy named Jeffrey Atkins.
Okay.
You know him professionally as Ja Rule.
Oh, wow.
I
love this nut magnet. He's just pulling him in.
It's so good. See,
Ja Rule.
Billy booked Ja for one of those Magnesis cardholder events.
Of course. The concerts,
they
premiere.
shared a helicopter ride, and it was magical. And one thing led to another, and pretty soon Ja Rule was part of the creative team at Magnesis.
Once again, my total opposite. He takes helicopters.
Exactly,
I would never take a helicopter. So he and Ja Rule are just tooling around in like one of those black helicopters that take off by the water by the East River, and they flew over to the Hamptons or wherever.
Right. And they're looking down.
And can you imagine the conversation they were having? All their business adventures and endeavors they wanted to do.
They were just BSing each other over and over.
Oh my goodness.
God. And each pretending like they knew more about something than they really did.
And knew people that they don't know.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So
the name dropping in that chopper.
Oh God. And the cologne. So come 2015, Magnesis is kind of taken off. Okay. Billy said there were 10,000 members, but 10, anything he says, they were either paying $25 a month to use it or $250 annually to have a proxy for their debit card to get into Ja Rule shows.
Oh, there you go.
Right. So Billy, he said the company made 70% of its revenue from annual membership fees, and the other 30% was from ad revenue and event partnerships. And others were like, no, it was all the branded events that were keeping things afloat. We didn't have that many people as members.
I was imagining that, yeah.
So the base of operations and the perks for Magnesis were all in New York. But then they branched out to Boston and Chicago.
Wow.
But so that's the thing is the perks. You basically had to be in New York for the Magnesis card to mean anything.
But what about his business connections in Philadelphia?
I don't know. I mean, it looks like he's turned his back on Philly. Yeah. And that's a bad idea.
Totally.
It's a huge mistake.
Never turn your back on Philly.
Ever.
Especially a fan from Philly. Like a Philly fan, like a sports fan.
Dude, they're the greatest.
They're the best.
So they're like, okay, you know what? Boston, Chicago, let's do
Where
this.
Where else? Milwaukee,
then
Minneapolis, St. Paul.
And they were like, we're going to open up private clubs in D.C. and New York. Okay. The first club was one in the penthouse of the hotel on Rivington.
He should have gone to Miami early.
Oh, this reeks of Miami.
Right?
So the hotel on Rivington is a 4-star Lower East Side Manhattan hotel. It looks to be a Hilton boutique hotel property now. And the penthouse is still a venue that you can rent out for like weddings and events.
One of those penthouse bars.
Yeah, and it's got like 3 levels or something.
Sure.
So Magnesa's staff would hang out there during the day, having business meetings and making the actual metal cards.
They would make them.
They had like the little machine there.
Wait, what? They didn't have a company
Obviously,
that was making...
they didn't have a lot of members. If you could do them
exactly.
by hand. And so they would make those as like some sort of prison shop. And then when the workday was done, they'd let loose and party.
Okay.
And the members would be admitted. And they'd sip free drinks while like chatting about where they went to college and their favorite boutiques, I suppose.
Yeah, whatever they do.
Like, hi, my name's Regina. I went to Sandalwood State and I shop at Mervyn's. You know, that kind of thing.
Talk,
that's why they don't let me in.
You would fit in perfectly.
Oh God, I'm exactly what he wants up in his club. It wasn't as chill as that though, Zaron.
No.
These were all just like bros playing at being players.
So it was like a sausage party of pretenders.
They got wild. It was described as basically a luxury frat house. Like, Zima's on me, everybody.
Yeah.
Did the owner of the hotel like this?
I'm guessing no.
Absolutely not. At one point, Magnesis held a party for 500 people. Is it the sum total of the membership? Who's to say? But that was the last straw for the landlord. They didn't just get kicked out, they got sued.
Really?
Yeah, the landlord filed a lawsuit against Billy and Magnesis for, quote, improper use of a residential space for commercial activities and property damages.
Stop making your damn cards here.
Billy's like, that's bogus, not guilty, Your Honor. And then he settled out of court and the business picked up stakes and moved again. So the landlord was the only one not loving it. Members were no longer gruntled. They were getting disgruntled.
Oh, that's not good.
So some perks...
You want them gruntled.
I want to keep everybody gruntled in this life. Some perks weren't ever made available. Sometimes their membership renewal payments hit earlier than they were supposed to. Like, it's supposed to be on the 15th of the month, and on the 5th,
Billy's
they're like,
a little tight. So.
Yeah, Billy's got to eat. Sometimes members would order tickets to events and, like, never get them. Or not be able to get anyone on the phone about a refund about that. But like Magnesis could not be stopped. They wanted more. They wanted to grow. And they had a secret weapon. Ja Rule.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
he is a weapon.
They just carted that guy. They wheeled him out for all sorts of appearances. I mean, if Ja Rule can't convince you to pay $250 a year to use your debit card and mingle with other people who like pretending they have a black card, I don't know who can.
Ja Rule couldn't convince me to cross the street.
No. We had Spling. We had Magnesis. Soon, another brand emerged from the twisted mind of Billy McFarland. Fyre.
Oh, right.
Fyre.
Of course.
Fyre.
I was thinking that they started like a helicopter company together.
They may have, and it just slipped through the cracks. I don't know. In 2016, Billy started Fyre Media Incorporated. And of course, there was an app.
Naturally, had to be.
The company
Everything was apps then.
Well, the company was created to pair up musical acts with vendors. And I don't know about the particulars of that. That's how it was described.
Musical acts with vendors.
I don't know what that means.
Like I'm a booking agent?
I guess. But Billy told investors that Fyre Media was worth $90 million. And in time, it was discovered
How do you say that with a straight face?
Turns out he'd only done like $60K in business, but he had $90 million in social currency. I mean, Ja Rule is worth $50 million of that alone.
Right, just walking in the door.
Speaking of Ja Rule, he and Billy were becoming BFFs.
Really?
Best friends forever. Best friends Fyre. That's them. They went to shows together. They went to dinners. They even took flying lessons together.
I knew it. I bet it was helicopter, not planes.
No, it was planes.
It was?
It was so cute. They just like, you know, they like, but it was like Top Gun.
No, don't do that to me.
And then they would go and play volleyball on the beach.
You knew it.
And then they'd get back in and like, you know, they had like little names for each other and they'd buzz each other. As the legend goes, meaning this is the story that Billy takes. So take it with a pallet of salt licks. It was fate that showed them the next step in the Fyre journey. Billy told Rolling Stone magazine, quote, I was a computer programmer, which I'm sorry, but that's news to me. And after computers, the two things I love most are the ocean and, for some reason, rap music.
And for some reason,
don't blame me, man.
I can't explain it.
Look, I know it's weird.
You put it on, my butt starts a-bouncing.
So these three hobbies of mine somehow led me to meeting my partner, Ja Rule.
These hobbies, the ocean.
The ocean, my hobbies of computers, the ocean, and rap music. The hobby is the ocean. Together, we became friends and business partners. For us, it was always a battle of pushing the limits. What is a battle of pushing the limits?
None of this makes sense, Elizabeth. Don't look for logic in the chambers of this human heart.
Once we got flying lessons together, we got on these really bad 40-year-old planes and flew from New York to the Bahamas, not really knowing the Bahamas very well.
They flew from New York to the Bahamas.
Ran out of gas and landed in the Exumas, and both of us immediately fell in love.
With each other?
With the island, I'm guessing.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he kind of leaves that up for interpretation. Speaking of which, let's learn a little bit about the Exumas.
Please.
It looks like eczema to me.
Totally.
And it's really hard for me not to call them the Exumas.
Is this EXUMAS?
Correct.
Yeah.
Exumas. The main island is this cluster of like 365 little islands and keys in Great Exuma.
Okay. Never been there, so this is all new to me.
Yeah, I just have done a lot of internet stuff.
Yeah.
Computers are a hobby.
You are, exactly.
I'm also an ocean hobbyist.
And things in the ocean.
And things above the ocean, around them. So that's not where they landed, though. They touched down on Norman's Key.
Okay.
And this place, and it's Norman's Key, like they're different, people pronounce it K, people pronounce it Key.
Because the Florida Keys with an E, but some Ks are with an AY,
yeah,
right?
this is CAY, and so I found it both ways,
okay.
K or Key. I'm going to go with Key.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe K, and if I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. Sometimes I hear myself later saying stuff in the recording, and I don't remember that I said it wrong.
Oh, I'll pronounce the same word 2-3 different ways.
It was pointed out to
episode.
me recently that I said brooch instead of brooch.
Oh,
I never say brooch.
Yeah,
I know that's not how you say it, and I said it over and over again on the show.
Huh.
And someone was like, "Did you know you did that?" I was like, that's not how you say it. I didn't say that." And they played it, and I was like, "Oh my God." I have brain damage.
My favorite thing to do recently is to spell my own name wrong in emails.
What's wrong? Do we have like a CO problem here in the headquarters?
I'm talking like the wrong letters, not like an out of order, like ZRAON.
Yeah,
no,
like Zabon.
ZERIN. I'm like, that is not even how my name goes.
What is wrong?
I don't know.
And you and I have talked about this before. There are words we know how to say, and then we don't know how to say them on here.
Totally. I think it's a carbon monoxide leak because I've yet to have COVID, so I can't even blame that.
Same. I don't know. I've never had COVID either.
Look at us.
It's because
we don't get out.
I don't leave the house, so that's how I do this. I go here, and then that's it.
I just go by myself in places in my car, so I'm like, unless you get in my car, you're probably not going to.
There it is. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm like, but my brain's broken.
Mm-hmm.
So brooch, kike.
Okay.
Whatever. Sealand, Saland. This place, Norman's Key, I'm going to call it Key. Don't get mad at me. This place was once owned by one of the founders of the Medellin cartel.
Oh, yes.
No, not ridiculous crime regular star of many a college boy's t-shirt collection, hippo lover, and overall horrible human being, Pablo Escobar.
My man. And I say that tongue well in cheek.
It was the headquarters for Carlos Laters. Is it Later?
Yes. That was the smuggler.
Yeah, the drug smuggler. Mm-hmm. It was his drug smuggling headquarters.
He was the initial smuggler.
Yes, from 78 to 82.
Yeah, he was the one.
And then Carlos Toro, a Medellin cartel rep, said, quote, Norman's Key, or K, was a playground. I have a vivid picture of being picked up in a Land Rover with the top down and naked women driving to come and welcome me from my airplane. And there we partied. It was Sodom and Gomorrah, drugs, sex, no police. You made the rules, and it was fun.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
That sounds like a nightmare being with those people.
Oh, God, right? So the cartel, they built an airstrip there, obviously, for their drug running.
Yeah.
And there was one marine biologist who fought this whole thing like tooth and nail. Mm-hmm. But when Carlos was arrested, the whole thing flamed itself out, and the government seized the land and then later sold it to investors.
Of course.
So it was from an investment group that Billy and Fyre Media rented the island.
Oh, they rented it. Okay.
Yeah, see, he and Ja Rule had a vision on Norman's. They wanted to have a music festival there, the likes of which that had never been seen. And this would come true in a way.
With a tiny, unregulated airstrip as the means of conveyance.
Oh, no, at this point, like, it looks amazing, right?
Oh, okay, so they had updated it?
Yeah, the waters are unreal blue. You can only
that.
get there from, like, chartered flights or boats.
But they actually now have an airport.
Well, there was this
like
iconic burger place there called McDuff's, and then it has since expanded out into this huge whole posh compound with, like, bungalows and a surf club and all these, like, luxury facilities.
Adventure resort
Crazy,
style.
dreamy looking, yeah.
Okay.
Billy leased the whole island from the owners at the time, and they had one caveat.
What was the caveat?
He couldn't talk about Pablo Escobar in any of the promo materials for the festival.
They didn't want any connection.
No, and Billy's like, all right, cool. So he hires models and stars to come down and do like video and promo, like photo shoots.
Sure, yeah.
Bella Hadid and that ilk.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then when the video was...
This is so 2015, 20... Yeah.
When the video was ready and Billy wanted the world to know about his festival, Kendall Jenner and Hailey Bieber and then other influencers, they did this coordinated, synchronized social media post. Like
at the same time? Synchronized? Literally synchronized?
Press load or whatever it is. Yeah. On each of their social media feeds. And so they posted the video, which described the Fyre Festival as, quote, an immersive music festival, 2 transformative weekends on the boundaries of the impossible. I know. And from there, this is horrible. From there,
I'm really revolted by hype and especially empty hype. Like, I don't mind if you're hyping something that actually exists and that people should know about it. But when it's just
this is
all
inauthentic,
hype and then there's nothing there.
Inauthentic, yeah. And so from there, the publicity machine for this like kicked into high gear. But there was one little thing. Billy, when promoting the Fyre Festival, loved to rave about Norman's Key. And he made sure to tell anyone who listened that the island was once owned by Pablo Escobar.
The one thing
that was not even true. Pablo Escobar never owned it. And that violated the terms of the lease of the island.
He was given one caveat.
One caveat. So the owners of the island gave him and Ja Rule the boot. They're like, that's it. You're out of here. And that was 4 months before the festival was to happen.
They lost the island.
Yeah. And so the duo, then they searched for 2 months and they finally got permission to use this undeveloped site at Roker's Point on Grand Exuma. And so they started promoting this location to the potential festival goers. They kept up the line about this being held on Pablo Escobar's private island. And this place wasn't either.
Now.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't an island and it wasn't private. It was the giant parking lot of an abandoned resort development next to Sandals Emerald Bay Resort.
A Sandals resort?
No one, they're feeling hot, hot, hot. No one knew that this wasn't the original location because the whole time Billy had been calling it Fyre Key, not Fire Island.
Yeah.
So a little bit about the site.
Please.
No villas, no restaurants, no clubhouses.
Just sand?
No physical structures, no beach, no electricity.
No beach?
No internet, no sense. Like nothing.
What? You don't even get a beach?
No, but that's not what the website showed. Like the website had like detailed all this access to luxury villas, meals by celebrity chefs, and then there's the lineup of bands. Like this really extensive lineup.
He's showing images that are like from some Sandals style resort, but even nicer.
Right.
And he's showing white sand beaches, celebrity chefs, and this is what people are expecting.
Right. That's what they're expecting. So the bands, right? Blink-182 is the headliner. Major Lazer, Disclosure, Migos, Pusha T, Tyga.
Are you kidding
Lil
me?
Yachty.
How?
Good GOOD music.
Yeah.
But it wasn't sure like who in the collective. Is Big Sean going to be there? Is Kanye going to be there?
Yeah.
Like, but it's, they didn't pin it down.
They didn't let anyone know.
And then a whole list of others, right? So people bought tickets before the location change, but like Billy didn't tell anyone about that. And then the ticket sales were all like kind of anemic at that point. But like this was going to be like Coachella. So the whole thing takes place over 2 weekends, April and May of 2017. So day tickets. In
different months. Wow.
I think it was like late April, early May.
Sure, I know. But I mean, like, still, he couldn't even get it in 1 month.
Couldn't get it all in one, no.
Okay.
Day tickets would set you back $500 to $1,500 a pop for one day. Wow. and VIP packages, which included airfare, luxury tent accommodation.
Luxury tent.
Ran $12,000.
I love the term luxury tent.
Well, when they talked about luxury tents, they told people it meant modern, eco-friendly geodesic domes.
Oh, so the glamping.
It was appealing to like the crystals and succulents.
Yes, sound bath.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the sound bath set. Tickets weren't really moving in the lead up to the festival, like I said. So Billy, he needed to raise cash if he was going to make this happen. So he hustled up investors. He took out loans. And since he had never put on an event like this, he looked for event producers to hire.
Oh, my God.
And this is 4 months before the show. So according to Rolling Stone, quote, they wanted everything, concierge service, festival management, VIP amenities, says one executive involved in the process. When we started asking questions, like, what are these luxury villa units you have? There was this awkward silence. Then they said, that's where you guys come in. We were like, what? When the event producers did the math, it estimated the cost to provide temporary villas alone at $10 million. Worse, concerned about a neophyte promoter's ability to pay, the event producers demanded full payment and expenses up front, an estimated $12 million or more. We were all ready to go, but they were so shocked by our numbers that it just didn't come to fruition, says the executive, adding that, quote, a couple more staging companies had a similar experience. They would say, it's going to cost like $5 million to stage this thing, and the Fyre guys would say, no, it'll cost $300,000. There was a complete detachment from reality, the executive chuckles. They were sure the costs were nowhere near what the experts were telling them.
I love the brash confidence of these dimwits. And they're like,
I know.
What? Why would I need insurance for this? Why would I need medical staff?
Yeah, exactly. So there's like little or no planning involved in this thing. And now it was like down to the wire. Let's take a break. When we return, Billy makes history. Zaron.
Elizabeth.
Zaron. All right, Fyre Fest.
This is like when you get invited to like a family function and it's just going to be a total disaster and you're just looking on the calendar like, oh, it's coming up.
Oh, and it's like well, no, I'll host Thanksgiving at my house. And it's like, where's everyone going to sit? Like you have like 2 chairs in one bathroom. And like you've invited like 25 people.
You have a toaster oven.
You have a toaster oven.
Even have an oven.
Oh, it's totally cool. Can you bring the turkey? You're like, wait, what? That's what this feels like. So we have a major music festival in the Bahamas that's supposed to take place on a luxurious private island, but is actually set up in an abandoned parking lot. And there's no real planning or experience behind the whole thing. And Billy McFarland, the mastermind, is trying to hustle up money to make this happen.
It's just like fixing a crayon, Elizabeth.
You know what? He should have fixed a couple more crayons for this one. He'd sold 5,000 tickets, but that wasn't enough to get this off the ground.
Tickets?
Yeah. So he approached...
At like $1,500 a pop for like one day?
I guess, yeah. He approached Comcast and convinced them...
The cable company.
Yeah.
Okay.
And convinced them to put up $10.5 million with a possible additional $25 million investment down the road if the festival was a hit. This is Xfinity. This is where my internet money goes. This is where my fees go.
Wow. It's like, because this is going to be a hit. We're going to probably want to do a few of these. You want to get in on the ground floor.
That's exactly. So here's the problem is that in order to get the investment, Billy told them, hey, Fyre Media is worth $90 million.
Right, I forgot about that.
And they're like, why do you need money from us? But like, how that could even be remotely possible is anyone's guess. Like, that's the delusion of grandeur, right? So Comcast was like, that's great. We love that for you. I need proof of the valuation. Billy was like, I don't have it.
Wait, you want business papers?
You want actually, like, what do you mean?
My business papers?
But I typed it out and I printed this piece of paper.
Bro, I just told you.
Bro, do you lift? So they're like, they back out.
Of course.
Absolutely. No.
They didn't even get to a deal of memorandum of understanding deal. Yeah.
No MOU up in this one. And then, but Billy doesn't tell anyone that Comcast backed out. So he'd been gassing everyone up. Comcast is coming through with 10.5 mil. He then told investors that he had cancellation insurance in place.
I was wondering about that.
And, you're going to recoup your money if things go sideways. So that was about on par with the 90 mil. So Billy and Ja Rule, they had promised really luxe accommodations, but they most certainly didn't have the budget for that. And they were doing everything on credit. obviously.
Like Ja Rule's credit?
In the days leading up to the festival, people were complaining because like Billy and Ja Rule were just like driving around in ATVs, popping wheelies on the site, just palling around.
They were just filming.
They were just funning.
They weren't actually doing anything. They weren't on the phone.
No,
they weren't talking
they're
to
like,
anybody.
watch this, Billy, watch.
No, watch. I can get up on one wheel.
I can get up. Oh, cool. Ja, or, whatever.
Ja, would you do some rap while I do a wheelie?
Will you sing a rap to me? Because it's one of my hobbies.
About the ocean? Rap about the
Will
ocean,
you rap
Ja
about
Rule.
the ocean for me? So they're just like funning around. Meanwhile, event staff is like hustling. They had to truck in sand to create the promised beach. It was all crushed gravel.
Oh, God.
And so they're like, lay down some sand. And then
That's going to be so hot when the sun hits it.
Billy actually Googled, quote, how to rent a stage.
And how to make a beach.
And then went from there.
Really?
Yeah. And so the accommodations, again, no villas, only tents, but not the luxury geodesic domes mentioned in the promo materials. These were like basic white canvas tents.
Yeah.
They were FEMA tents.
Like, oh, God. Just field tents for an emergency.
Field tents. It looked like an episode of MASH. Yeah. And so Billy hadn't paid the fancy caterer he'd hired, so they backed out. And then there's the issue of water. So like there's this one event producer, Andy King.
Okay.
And he had like a long and storied career as, quote, the concierge of New York City. He was known for throwing really fabulous parties. He'd have like great, entertainers there.
How did he get suckered into this?
I don't know. Billy hired him to work on the festival, and he's like, "That sounds fire to me." And like he did. Okay, right. Okay. So there's.
You have a gambling problem? Like, how did he come into this?
He had, he was just a supportive fellow.
Sure.
There's this documentary on Netflix called "Fyre: The Greatest Party That Never Happened." And then there's also a Hulu one called Fyre Fraud. But the Netflix one...
the battling documentaries.
Yeah, the Netflix one has become legendary, especially one scene in it.
Okay.
Andy King is telling the camera crew about how they didn't have enough bottled water for the ticket holders and staff and crew. And they needed much more, but it would have to come through customs from the States.
It has to go through customs.
Yeah, because they don't have enough bottled water for all these people, thousands of people.
I'm going to admit something to you, Elizabeth. I thought we were talking about a U.S. territory. I didn't know it was its own country.
It's the Bahamas.
Okay, it's the Bahamas.
Yeah.
It's attached to the Bahamas. Okay.
And so Customs was holding 4 18-wheeler trucks filled with Evian water at the Exuma International Airport.
Okay.
So people need passports to go to.
Yes, I'm just putting this together.
And so Customs wanted $175,000 to release the water in fees.
That's like half their budget that they thought things would cost.
They're like, that's what they thought all the villas would cost. Let me read you a transcript of this part of the documentary.
Okay.
Billy called and said, "Andy, we need you to take one big thing for the team." And I said, "Oh my gosh, I've been taking something for the team every day." He said, "You're our wonderful gay leader, and we need you to go down. Will you suck to fix this water problem?"
Wait, what?
And I said, "Billy, what?" And he said, "Andy, if you will go down and suck Cunningham's who's the head of customs, and get him to clear all of the containers with water, you will save this festival." I literally drove home, took a shower, I drank some mouthwash. I'm like, oh my gosh, and I got into my car and drove across the island to take one for the team. And I got to his office fully prepared to suck his
That wasn't a euphemism.
No. This man, it's so evil what they did to him. And so the customs officer is like, no thanks. Totally is like, no.
Did he even go that way?
He hadn't even suggested it.
Yeah, it wasn't his idea.
They were just like, go down there.
You know what I would want if I was in his position?
Well, and it's like,
if someone walked into my office and
said,
hey.
But I'm looking at it as like, Billy sees it as like, you're a gay man. You'll go do this. Like, how insulting.
Oh, that way.
Because he says, you're like our gay friend
gay
or whatever.
Leader.
He says, yeah. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like, so insulting. Anyway.
And Cunningham, we don't even know if he's gay.
No. And he's not, because he's like, stop. No, I don't know. I just want the money. You owe us money.
What the?
And so what's hilarious, though, is even years later, Andy got a gig as a spokesperson for Evian.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they saw the documentary and they're like, oh, this will be great.
They're like, yeah, we need you to promote the water. You'll do anything for an Evian.
That's amazing.
So anyway, the festival, the morning of the
festival.
festival.
Smart play, Evian.
Right?
I got to give them that.
Yes. The morning of the festival was a disaster. This huge storm hit the island. Rain and wind ripped through some of the tents. Everything, beds, supplies, pillows, whatever, got soaked through. Blink-182 got wind of what was happening and not happening at the festival and bailed on the show.
Oh, they had agreed to play.
Oh, yeah.
I figured most of the artists would have backed out by now.
No, they backed out. Once they pulled, then everyone else starts pulling. But people are arriving on chartered flights expecting Paradise and Blink-182. It's like, okay.
Blink-182 is like, no.
They're not going to do it.
We've noped out entirely.
Zaron, close your eyes.
Oh, no. My eyes are closed.
You are a hip New York City 20-something working in real estate. And by that, I mean you're a building manager on the Upper West Side. It's a good gig, you suppose, but you have your sights set on bigger things. You want to be in real estate for real as a developer or a broker or something that'll make you lots of money and get you lots of women and fancy things. You signed up for the Magnesis Black Card, hoping it would get you access to the realm of the young and cool and rich and famous. It really hasn't, but you aren't one to give up. Then you heard about this Fyre Festival. It seemed to be all the way live, something totally lit, a dope jammy jam, cool beans. You shelled out thousands of dollars. You bought a ticket, you got a villa upgrade, and you bought the festival wristband and loaded it up with hundreds of dollars to spend at the cashless food and drinks and merch supplies there. You've never been to the Bahamas. The flight was dicey. You touched down in Grand Exuma in the pouring rain, your knuckles white, your brow sweaty. Now you're on a bus on your way to the festival site. You can't wait to relax in your villa and sip some cocktails. Alizé, alizé. Everyone else on the bus is excited too, playing new and exciting hip-hop tunes on their phones and chatting about what luxurious amenity they plan to enjoy first. But there are a few who are mumbling about spotty cell coverage or things not looking like they were advertised. You aren't there yet, so why worry? The bus pulls up at a desolate parking lot. You and dozens of fellow revelers pile out of the bus and into the damp morning. The rain has stopped, but everything is still sopping wet and the air is beyond moist. There's a table about 100 feet away with a long line of people waiting. Beyond them are FEMA relief tents. Some are assembled, most are partially put together and scattered across the ground. The mattresses intended for the tents sit like wet sponges in stacks on the ground. A shorebird soars above you and then lands on an old scratched igloo cooler, pecking into the rainwater gathered in the cup holders on the lid. This is dismal. You hear some girls further up say that they're going to leave and walk to a resort and get a real room. But another couple of girls in line says they've already hit the sandals and called all the other resorts and everyone's booked. There's some big sporting event going on. One guy mentions that his cousin got a room at a hotel on the other side of the island, but he got there super early in the morning and the place didn't have any vacancy now. You sigh and continue to wait. You are a Magnesis Black Card holder, you think. That's got to get you something here. You pull your card from your wallet and bypass the line, waving it in the air as you approach the table, your feet scrabbling across the wet gravel. You inform the people there that you paid for a villa, and you would like to be taken there right now. Or, you're happy to wait in a VIP tent if need be. The guy at the table looks you up and down. There are no villas, dude. Honestly, it's every man for himself. He then hands you a styrofoam clamshell takeout container and tells you it's your complimentary dinner. You step aside and lift the lid. Vice magazine would later describe what you saw as, quote, the simultaneously dry yet slimy polystyrene picnic, 2 slices of brown bread, 2 pale cheese singles, and a wedge of tomato barely supporting itself atop a bed of wet lettuce. You dreamed of eating tiger prawns and fusion tacos while sipping on a daiquiri under palm trees while a breeze ruffled your unbuttoned linen shirt and danced across your chest. You did not dream of this. You snap a picture of the food and then toss the mess in the trash. You hear that bands are canceling and you see people fighting over tents.
What's next?
You decide to just head back to the airport and see if you can get a seat on a flight out, headed anywhere. You put a lot of money into this, but you feel sure the promoters will refund you. There's no way they wouldn't, right? As you reach the little beach restaurant where the bus originally dropped you off, you stop to upload the picture of the sandwich to Twitter. This is you type. So not boomin', so not dope or fresh. #Fyre Festival. Then you sit on a bench listening to a recording of steel drums playing over the loudspeaker and wait to make your way back to the city while your tweet flies through the series of tubes that is the internet and gets shared and liked and saved all over the world. So,
wow. I'm so remembering when this hit Twitter.
Right? Wasn't it amazing to watch it?
It was one of the best few days.
In real time.
Yes.
And people were panicked. They were stuck. It was great. I love when people
And also,
panic.
I mean, I don't mean to pick on the crowd that went there, but it was easy to mock the victims, if you will, of this circumstance because they had been bragging going into this so hard.
And like all this clout they were going to get for it.
Yeah. So the clout chasers, it was a big comeuppance moment.
It really was lovely. Yeah. It was lovely to watch. So it wasn't until the next morning that Billy announced that the festival was postponed. He promised there would be chartered flights to take people off the island. There was no solace, not even a quantum of solace, for those who'd been stuck in the tiny airport since the night before with no food, no water.
Ja Rule didn't get up on top of a Jeep and start rapping to everybody?
It would have inspired everybody, and they would have saved the community center. They didn't even get another floppy cheese sandwich. Just like the A's player, they saved them to give to the A's later. They may not have had sustenance, but they had Wi-Fi and cell service. And those folks got to posting and tweeting.
Oh, yes.
So they recorded vlogs. They made appeals for help. You invite an army of influencers and social media dwellers to this crap show.
Online.
And you better believe they're going to take it live and let everyone know. It's great content, excellent engagement and reach. So Billy released a statement apologizing to everyone. And he admitted that they were in a little over their heads. And he promised to make it up to everyone involved. Ja Rule released a statement, too. And he just tweeted, "This is not my fault." Not my fault in all caps.
It was Billy McFarland.
Yeah, it wasn't me. Billy who? I don't know him. April 28th, 2017, Billy sat down with Rolling Stone, played everything off as this series of unfortunate events. Everything was just outside of his control. And he admitted, we were a little naive, but that's about it. So he promised that there would be a do-over the next year in May of 2018.
He threatened to do this again.
But he's like, if you already bought tickets, then those will get you into this new one. And then he said that he would be donating $1.50 to the Red Cross in the Bahamas for any additional tickets sold for the replacement show.
He made it a charity event.
Yeah, $1.50 a ticket. So of course people filed lawsuits. both Billy and Ja Rule were banned from doing business in the Bahamas for life by the Ministry of Tourism.
Of course. Good for them.
April 30th, 2017, Mark Garagos.
I think this is, by the way, the last I ever heard of Ja Rule.
I know.
I think this pretty much killed
He got canceled.
What was left after 50 Cent got done with him. This was it.
This is it. So that Mark Garagos, he was the lawyer for Winona Ryder, Michael Jackson.
Oh, right, yeah.
He filed a $100 million class action lawsuit against Fyre Media
on the behalf
of one of his clients.
Love it. A celebrity level ambulance chaser.
But he was just a normal dude hired him. That was the best part.
Oh.
Yeah. The suit accused the organizers of fraud, and they cited the fest's, quote, lack of adequate food, water, shelter, and medical care created a dangerous and panicked situation among attendees, suddenly finding themselves stranded on a remote island without basic provisions. So, as you mentioned, medical, they had nothing.
I mean, there's certain requirements. I've been to festivals outside of LA, going up towards Big Bear or whatever.
Yeah.
And they would have food trucks. And most of the times that would be the food you knew there was going to be food. But they always had to have an insurance and bond, and they have to have an agreement with the landowner. And people would camp, but they bring their own tents because these are real crazy expenses.
Yeah.
And even just getting all the cars in on these random country roads and then leaving again was a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
I can't imagine how many things he had not thought of when I used to be I can't believe they didn't think of this parking situation better.
Yeah.
He didn't think of any of the situations. Things.
Well, this was the first of a lot of class action lawsuits that would be filed. So ticket holders, stiffed vendors, unpaid staff, they all joined in because they wanted what they were owed. And this wasn't just civil suits. The feds arrested Billy on June 30th, 2017, and charged him with wire fraud in relation to the Fyre Fest.
Oh, wow.
So he got released on $300,000 bail, and then he got arrested again the next June, but that wasn't for fire stuff, but it still involved tickets. Because, like, he'd been selling fake tickets to stuff like sporting events, Coachella, the Met Gala.
What do you mean fake? Like, when you go up to the door, they won't let you in?
Yeah, he cooked up this plan. It involved sending the payments to other people's accounts through NYC Access, a company that he secretly had control over. And, like, he was secretly involved because he didn't want the feds to know about it.
Okay.
So he conned 30 different people into paying for these tickets. And he either didn't send them any tickets at all, or he sent tickets to another event that they didn't pay for. So they want Met Gala tickets, and he gets, like, Mets tickets.
But it actually would be Mets tickets? Like, if I showed up at Met Stadium, I could get in?
I think you could actually, for those bogus ones.
At least there is that.
You get something. Those actually got blended into the Fyre trial eventually. In all, it was calculated between those two cons. He scammed people out of $26 million.
What?
Yeah. And whatever. Billy pleads guilty. 1 count of wire fraud, 1 count of banking fraud in connection with the Fyre Festival. While trying to get his sentence reduced, his lawyers hired psychologists to say that he was bipolar, and that played a part in this. He had this psychologist, Dr. Cheryl Paradis. Instead, she said her assessment that Billy is, quote, marked by inflated self-esteem or grandiosity that may range from beliefs of having exceptionally high levels of common skills to delusional beliefs of having special and unique talents that would lead to fame and fortune. Jabari was right.
Totally. He's like a walking example of that Dunning-Kruger.
Yeah. October 2018, Billy, he gets 6 years in the pen, 3 years of supervised release, and then a $500 special assessment. But he had to pay more than $26 million in restitution.
Wow.
And then off he went.
Did he even have that? Or did his parents have to step in?
Of course not. No. So he goes off
he
to
went to go like Martin Shkreli and be like, can I borrow this?
Federal Correctional Institute, old FCI Elkton in Lisbon, Ohio.
Oh.
He tried to get a COVID early release while he was there, but they were like, no, sorry. And then he got busted for having a USB pen with a recording device in it.
What?
He was not a model prisoner.
Was he working on his book?
Who knows? Probably. He was rapping about the ocean.
Right, of course.
And then he could send it to Ja, and Ja would say, well, let me send it to producer.
Let's collab again.
So most of the vendors never got paid. And there was some crowdfunding for one of the catering companies in the Bahamas that pulled in more than $200,000, which is good. In 2020, the U.S. Marshals auctioned off merch from the festival to try to chip away at that $26 million. And then Billy got out of prison March 30th, 2022, and did the rest of his time at a halfway house in New York City.
Okay.
Undeterred, Billy made an announcement on YouTube in August of 2023.
The people who made the documentaries, did they have to give any money just like as like a rights agreement
I don't
or anything?
know. Maybe that's how they...
Okay, just
so
curious.
Billy puts on his best bathrobe, chills out on a rooftop, and told viewers that he was planning Fyre Fest 2. And he called it, quote, bigger and better Caribbean Coachella.
I'm back.
And it was supposed to be in December of 2024, and tickets were slightly cheaper. So, like, the original ones started at $500, and these started at $499.
I've reduced.
Yeah, by $1. 72 hours later, the festival's website announced that all 100 pre-sale tickets had been sold.
All 100.
All 100. Billy was busy. In 2024, he helped the Trump campaign connect with rappers and entertainers in the lead up to the election.
Of course.
Really tapping into the zeitgeist. In September of 2024, 3 months before Fyre Fest 2, Billy made an announcement. The festival was moving both in date and location. So now it was going to be in April of 2025 on Isla Mujeres, a tropical island off the coast of Cancun. Tickets and VIP packages officially went on sale in February of 2025.
That's where your writer, you like Joan Didion, got her daughter's name.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly. Okay. And so the tickets were a little more expensive than first advertised. So now tickets were starting at $1,400. But high-end packages were available for anywhere from $5,000 for VIP access to $25,000 for artist access to a whopping $1.1 million package referred to as the Prometheus God of Fire deal that included a 4-stateroom yacht and private chauffeur service.
I'm really just kind of tickled that he picked Prometheus because, I mean, that's just so perfect for him.
It's so perfect.
The absolute hubris of Prometheus is...
Well, Isla Mujeres, right? They never got permission to have it there. And so
I figured
Edgar Gasca, who was the the tourism directorate of the island said, quote, "We have no knowledge of this event nor contact with any person or company about it. For us, this is an event that does not exist."
Totally. I mean, like, that place is a pretty big tourist destination. They've got those like statues in the ocean that guy is always planting.
Right.
They've got like the shell house.
Oh yeah, there's all sorts of stuff.
This is not a place where people are like I don't know what he imagines, but people often imagine.
And this is like 2 months before it's supposed to happen. They're like, I've never heard of this.
They're very sophisticated there.
Do you remember LimeWire?
Yeah,
it was
totally.
Like the music file sharing company, kind of like Napster.
Yes.
I didn't know that they're still around, but apparently in September of 2025, they bought the rights to Fyre Fest, and they said they weren't gonna resurrect the festival.
We're back too.
Yeah, they're like, we don't want to do another festival. Instead they were gonna work with, quote, the brand and meme. So they outbid a company
for what?
For the rights. A company called Maximum Effort, which is co-founded by Ryan Reynolds. They also wanted to buy it.
That guy.
In July of 2025, Billy admitted that he still owes more than $25 million in restitution.
Of the 26.
Yeah. And he apparently pays a monthly payment on it. And he also still says that Fyre Fest 2 is on and it'll be in the Caribbean later this year. But the year's almost over, pal.
The U.S. government. No,
Zaron, what's your ridiculous takeaway?
Oh, man. I don't think I can say it on the air, but it involves the guy who tried to get the water. I was thinking the U.S. government should go, you know what you were recommending about how to pay for that water? You should go do that. Go around to everyone you owe money. What's yours, Elizabeth?
Oh, mine is just like, this is why I don't go to festivals. Dave, I need to talk back.
Talk back. Oh my God, did he just say that?
OMG.
Listening to your podcast on planned crimes while I am doing my job, which is weeding. And it reminded me of the time where I came back from Hawaii and I wasn't sure if I was allowed to bring back an orchid. So I brought one back anyways. And the only reason I still have that orchid is because when the customs official confronted me about it, I tried to make him look up to see if that exact species.
Wait. I want to hear the end of this.
Why are you leaving me hanging?
So did the customs agents they backed down because it was not the exact species in the statute barring you from taking an eye?
It's always good to push for specificity.
And it's always good to just, what is it? What do you say? I'd rather do it and ask for forgiveness than ask for permission and be denied.
Yeah. And I think, too, you do have to be careful. Have you angered Pele?
Oh.
Something to think of.
There is that.
When you take things from the islands. But aside from that, I'm going to guess no.
There's a great Simon and Simon episode about that. That's a crossover with Magnum PI. In fact, I think that's their first, how they launched Simon and Simon was they come in to investigate this stolen icon and it's like
Simon and Simon's
it's on Magnum PI.
Spin-off of Magnum?
Magnum PI, yeah.
I had no idea.
I know, you gotta watch more Magnum PI like I do.
I really do.
That's what streaming is all about, Elizabeth.
That's us for today. You can find us online at ridiculouscrime.com. We're also at Ridiculous Crime on both Blue Sky and Instagram. We're on YouTube at Ridiculous Crime Pod. Email us at ridiculouscrime@gmail.com. Leave a talkback on the iHeart app. Reach out. Ridiculous Crime is hosted by Elizabeth Dutton and Zaron Burnett. Produced and edited by proud Magnesis card holder since 1964, Dave Kustin. Starring Annalise Rutger as Judith. Research is by tent specialist Marissa Brown and steel drum repairman Jabari Davis. The theme song is by Thomas Lee and Travis Dutton, who are booked to play Fyre Fest 2 wherever it may be. Host wardrobe is provided by Botany 500. Guest hair and makeup by Sparkleshot and Mr. Andre. Executive producers are Fyre Media Board of Directors members Ben Bolin and Noel Brown.
Ridiculous crime.
Say it one more time.
Ridiculous crime.
Ridiculous Crime is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.